Feeling the love and joy and community in the room this morning. Recognizing that there is only one of us here. One presence, one love, one power. Spirit is love, joy, beauty, intelligence, freedom. And we are one with that. Everything that God is, I am. I am that I am. Realizing this morning that our talk that Reverend Diana's blessing us with is just another way of remembering who we are. Another pointer to our evolution, to our growth, to becoming our highest individualization of the one source. I know that everything is always unfolding for my good. I believe and know and have faith in the goodness, in the all goodness of the universe. Despite appearances, despite my own perceptions of what is going on, despite of what I think should be happening at that time. I let go. I surrender. I yield to the all good. I allow it to enter my life and my soul and my whole being. It's already there, but I acknowledge it. I acknowledge its flow into and as my very life. I'm so grateful to be with all of you this morning, so grateful to be alive and well. So I simply release my prayer, knowing a prayer spoken is already a prayer answered, is already unfolding. And everything from this moment is proof of its unfolding. I let go, I let God. And together we say, and so it is. Amen.
Thank you, Cherie. Beautiful opening of our space this morning. So good morning, you brave souls out in this weather, to start your happy new year with us. And welcome. So good to have you all here. So my name is Reverend Diana Johnson. I'm pastor and spiritual director for Mystic Heart Spiritual Center. We are an independent interfaith community, and we teach universal principles and practical spirituality, tracing the common threads of truth that run through all the world's great traditions. So no matter what path you follow or who you are, I pray that you find the wisdom of your own mystic heart this morning as you join in our Taizé, perhaps our conversation later on. And so we begin our Taizé journey this morning, which Taizé is a meditative. Our message here comes in the form of a meditation and a conversation each week. And so beginning our Taizé, we join our voices in musical prayer this morning. Welcome home to your mystic heart. Lay aside star, to guide you to heaven's door. Welcome home to your mystery heart. Lay aside whatever came before. Let your own intuition start to guide you to heaven's door. To guide you to heaven's door. To guide you to heaven's door. And we know that heaven is just a state of mind. It is both within and all around us. Thank you. I needed the first note. I did. I am letting God. I am fully alive. Spirit by my side. I am letting go. I am letting go. I am letting God. I am letting God. I am fully alive. I am fully alive. Spirit by my side. I am letting go. I am letting go. I am fully alive. I'm fully alive. Spirit by my side. Spirit by my side. I am letting go. I am letting go. I am letting go. I am letting go. I am fully alive. I'm fully alive. Spirit by my side. Spirit by my side. I am letting go. I am letting go. I am letting go. I am letting go. I am fully alive. I am fully alive. Spirit by my side. Spirit by my side. I am letting go. I am letting go. I am letting go. I am letting go. I am fully alive. I'm fully alive. Spirit by my side. Spirit by my side. I am fully alive. I'm fully alive. Spirit by my side. Spirit by my side. So in the stillness of this moment, we breathe together as one body. Allowing that, the breath, to be enough. With full awareness of this moment. Content to simply be who we are. Where we are. Just being here now. We bring our awareness to our connection with all of life. There's an illusion of separateness as we are individualized expressions of one source, each of us bringing forth a unique version of spirit to form. But the word individual gives us away. It means not able to be divided, indivisible, inherently part of one whole, an intrinsic thread in the fabric of life. We use the inner eye to envision a web of light, a web of life encircling our beautiful planet and infusing everything on it. Each one of us a point of light in that web. Every human being, without exception. Every creature, large and small. Every plant, rock, and grain of sand. Every drop of life-giving water. All that exists is an intricate and irreplaceable part of the one life. The earth that sustains us is God-taken form. And all that exists beyond our beautiful planet, infused with radiant light, glowing with intelligence. Take a moment to breathe in that deep sense of connection. Breathing in, I receive the life that connects all beings, all of creation. And breathing out, I give back to life. I serve as a conduit for life to take form. As a human expression, I am given the priceless gift of self-reflection and choice. And so in gratitude, I accept the responsibility of making choices wisely, caring for my brothers and sisters, human and otherwise, caring for the Sacred Mother as she gives of her nourishment, making an honorable and noble contribution to life itself, doing no harm, and aiding in the transformation that is happening in our world. We approach the new year with the suggestion that we, and in fact all of life, are forever changing. That is the only thing we can really count on is change. This month we contemplate the idea of shedding old skin, of letting go of all that no longer serves, of literally allowing old ways of being and seeing to gracefully and easily fall away. Such a different way of seeing, allowing it to fall away. Of course, the first step is to acknowledge and accept that a behavior or pattern is holding us back. So our point of contemplation this morning is, I've had an epiphany. In other words, suddenly I am aware of something that needs to change if I am to step into a healthier, more joyful and contented version of myself. We hear a lot about new beginnings this time of year. We are sometimes encouraged to make New Year's resolutions, to resolve to do something differently in the year to come, to improve our lives or ourselves in some way. This idea has worked its way into our race consciousness. And yet, I'm finding that people are a little more hesitant to make resolutions than in years past. Perhaps because experience tells us that they often fall away for one reason or another. What is a resolution? In the modern day, it means a firm decision to do or to not do something. But the root of this word actually means to loosen or to release. So a resolution, by its original meaning, is more about letting go than making a firm decision. It seems to me that the new year is an ideal time to let go of what no longer serves us, allowing us to move into something new. What if we were to couple the idea of making resolutions with letting go, with that of setting intentions? The root of the word intention means to stretch, or the process of extending inward. So consciously setting an intention could be thought of as using my inner wisdom and inner strength to permanently let go of something that doesn't serve me. And in letting go, I empty myself just a little bit, making room for something new to take form. I stretch myself by allowing myself and my life to be different. I rewrite my own story. Why is it important to set conscious intentions? I would like to suggest that we are always setting intentions, either consciously and specifically, or unconsciously by refusing to set intentions, which can open us up to a life of apparent chaos, unexpected and undesirable situations and conditions. In the New Thought tradition, it's accepted, the spiritual truth is accepted that our thoughts create our experiences. Author Lynn McTaggart says that thought does shape reality, but much depends on how skillfully the thinker can use their intention. So setting intentions goes beyond just improving the quality of my thoughts. It is being clear what I want my life to look and feel like, and allowing my inner power and wisdom to lead me as I take one step forward at a time. Carolyn Mace says it this way: intention serves as the engine on the train. Choice is the caboose. Intention serves as the engine on the train. Choice is the caboose. If I'm going to set intentions for this new year, and I'm aware that I haven't been successful in the past with follow-through, it's important for me to look at that. What is it that's gotten in my way? Maybe I don't believe I have what it takes. I don't deserve to have good things in my life. These might be subconscious core beliefs. Maybe it's I'm stuck in a current situation that does not allow me the time, the money, or the energy required. These are the stories we tell ourselves. And it's likely that these were stories told to us as we grew up, either by our families, our teachers, or culture in general. And then we took them on for ourselves. In her book, The Dark Side of the Light Chasers, A Look at Shadow and Story, author Debbie Ford says this: every human being is born with a healthy emotional system. We love and accept ourselves when we are born. We dwell in the fullness of our being, living in the moment and expressing ourselves freely. As we grow older, we begin to learn from the people around us. They tell us how to act, when to eat, when to sleep, and we begin to make distinctions. We learn which behaviors bring us acceptance and which bring us rejection. We learn to trust people around us or to fear them. We learn consistency or inconsistency. All of this distracts us from living in the moment and keeps us from expressing ourselves freely. We need to revisit the experience of our innocence that allows us to accept all of who we are at every moment. That said, I have some good news for you. All of these things you have come to believe about yourself, they're just stories.
Yeah, really.
Stories are made up, not real. They're made up by authors. And who is the author of my story? I am. Who is the author of your story? So, what if I'm not happy with my story? I change it.
Having an epiphany means that we receive a sudden insight, an unexpected perception of ultimate reality, a revelation of the essential nature of creation. It is a mystical event, a divine gift that, if we act on it, has the power to transform us. Spirit has imparted wisdom. Now what? What is our response? Insight, intuition, inspiration, all are the working of infinite intelligence that I call God within us. Our human minds give way to divine mind. For a moment, our small self is eclipsed by our higher self. We are completely surrendered to the awe and majesty of spiritual revelation. The question is, can we stay surrendered? And this is a crucial moment of our epiphany. Will we let our habitual thinking talk us out of responding? Will we shrink back from fear of the unknown? Or can we stay in the cloud of unknowing? Can we live with the uncertainty long enough for our faith to emerge? Can we trust in our vision so completely that we stay surrendered to it? This is a time of action. When insight inspires intention, and intention compels us to act on our vision. We are vulnerable and mystified. We have no familiar landmarks, yet we are called to commit to our epiphany, to leave all the other options behind and take the leap of faith, to follow wherever Spirit leads. We've all had epiphanies, insights, great or small. Some we acted on and some we didn't. As we share our 3 minutes of silent meditation this morning, I invite you to recall an insight you have had. You may or not have followed its lead. What was your initial reaction? And what was your eventual response? If you pursued your vision, how deep was your level of commitment to it? Use your imagination and faith to envision how your inspiration might have unfolded if your commitment to it was completely wholehearted. O divine beloved, great mystery that gives rise to all that is, we thank you for continuing to inspire and guide us. Grant us the faith and the courage to act boldly on your guidance. Thank you for these holy saints who worship with me and support my spiritual evolution. May we always be receptive to your mystical insights. Scottish mountaineer William Hutchison Murray wrote, "Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it." Our wholehearted commitment to our intention summons all the infinite power of creation to bring it into our experience and into our life. As we continue our Taizé meditation, we receive Reverend Diana's inspiring words like the soil receives seeds, with faith that they will sprout into insights, into epiphanies that can transform our lives and have the power to change our world.
sometimes the direction of our stories is changed by forces outside of ourselves, by God working through people or situations, because we are not getting the message, not tuning in or receiving what is trying to be revealed directly. At such a time, the epiphany might be, oh, I was on the wrong track. There's a better way for me to go. This is where writing the story of my life can get confusing. I feel like I know where I want to go and I'm consciously creating to get there, but things are just not working out the way I planned. As human beings, we tend to be pretty narrow in our vision for setting intentions for our lives. So what if in 2026 I expand my view, you expand yours? What if I let go of what the outcome needs to look like for me to be happy? What if I let go of having so many preferences to begin with? What if my conscious intention becomes to align myself with the natural order of things, with the divine blueprint for my life, with flow and wholeness? What if I set an intention to allow my inner wisdom to guide me, and to take one step at a time in following that guidance? What if I set an intention to write the story that God intended for me at birth? The story that says I am perfectly and intentionally made, that I am not broken, have never been broken, can never be broken, and that there is nothing missing in me or in my life. The story that states I am powerful beyond belief, and that I have purpose here on earth, that I have unique gifts to share, gifts that nobody else can offer. The story that says I'm lovable, I'm loved, and I'm capable of loving in return. What if my story can revolve around the inherent peace, joy, beauty, and freedom that are my divine birthright? I can literally choose to author my life, to step into my spiritual authority. The authority that comes from knowing who and whose I am, from knowing and acknowledging where my wisdom and power come from, and inviting it to live its life through me. I can literally complete the final chapter to this book of my life and begin chapter 1 of the sequel. In fact, I am doing that right now. So can you. Let's close in prayer. Holy One, Divine Source, Creator of all that is, I give thanks for this life and for all that it brings. For I know that there is but one life, and that each one of us is a perfect and intentional expression of that one. I know that the one life is flowing with grace, and that grace is forever available to each and every one of us, if only we acknowledge it and allow it in. I know too that sometimes grace comes in many forms. Sometimes it feels beautiful and welcome and loving and kind, And sometimes it feels really uncomfortable. But no matter the feelings that come with that grace, I trust that Spirit is always turning all things to good. And so I set down this day my expectations of what things need to look like. And I open myself to the divine wisdom of Spirit. I give thanks for each one here today. I give thanks for the many, many, just countless blessings that shower down around me through my life and through the lives of each one listening. I give thanks for this beautiful space, this safe space for all beings who seek belonging and a sense of family. And I know that as we move into our week, each one is now contemplating what might be new and different. What is it that might lead us to our next yet to be? So with deep gratitude and humility, I release this prayer, trusting that a prayer spoken is already answered, praying that I might have the eyes to see everything that unfolds as time moving forward here, as part of the answer to my prayer. And so I release the prayer now, trusting it's done its good work. Together we affirm this by saying, and so it is. Amen.
Take me with you, I'm ready to go. Let the winds of change shape and blow. Now I am willing to see another part of me. Take me with you, I'm ready to go. Let the winds of change shape and blow. Now I am willing to see another part of me. Take me with you. Take me with you. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Let the winds of change. Let the winds of change shape and blow. Shape and blow. Now I am willing to start a brand new chapter of my heart. Take me with you, I'm ready to go. Let the winds of change shape and blow. Now I am willing to make a choice. This new path needs my voice. Take me with you, I'm ready to go. Let the winds of change shape and blow. Now I am willing to let go. I surrender, and I know I am willing to let go. I surrender, and I know I surrender, and I know I
So now we bring our awareness back to this space, to our community. And as you feel ready to open your eyes, take in what's before you. Maybe take a peek around to see if anybody's wandered in. I think we have. Say good morning. We show up for ourselves to be reminded each week, but also as a community, we show up for one another. We bring the best of ourselves in support. So as we close our Taizé this morning, we offer an opportunity for you to share of your financial good with our center. And if you're joining us online, you can find a donate button or mailing address at mysticheart.org. We are an independent, self-supporting organization, and so your financial gifts make it possible for us to do the good work that we do within these walls and out in the greater community as well. As I move into this, I know I'm running a couple minutes. It's not going to let that determine what I say this morning, because I need to thank some folks this morning. We've had a few community members flooded out of their homes, and we've had a tremendous number of people step up to help those folks get moved out. This morning we have a powerful group of women. April and Miley and Amanda and Barbara W. are helping Brenda get out of her apartment today. And we had a group show up to help Michael get out of his apartment last week. Chris and I, Michael's staying with us. My son, as you know, got in a bicycle accident a few weeks ago. He's staying with us. And all of us are moving to a new home right now. So we have had a tremendous number of people step forward to help with all of that. That is what community is about. That's what this community is about. And so I want to say thank you to all who have helped so far, and Brenda, I'm sure, will appreciate further help in the future. Certainly, we have a couple days this week where we're moving out of our home, so any help is always appreciated, but I honor you all for just being there to support one another. So thank you for that. Yeah, really. So as we honor the practice of circulation this morning, I remind you that we can't be waiting for the world to change.
It's not that we don't care, we just know that the fight ain't fair. So
song reminds me of another song, which we won't sing right now, but it's called We Are the World.
Yes.
So there we have it. So as we complete our Taizé portion of the morning, we're going to bless you on your way to your cup of coffee or tea, so you come back and have a conversation, or on to the rest of your day, whichever you choose. And if you're new with us, or reminding you that after the conversation, we also have food and fellowship every week at about 11:45, and so you're invited for any or all of that.
May your soul always find what it's looking for. May your heart always lead the way. May you live in peace and harmony. And may love always fill your day. May your path be strewn with happiness. May success find you everywhere. May you always embrace compassion and grace, and may God always answer your prayer. May you always embrace compassion and grace, and may God always answer your prayer.
Have a blessed Sunday, whichever direction you go. Thank you.
Just recognizing the love and the joy and the fun in the room as everyone greets each other and loves each other. Just recognize that we are the one source. We are the emanation of the good of the universe. I love seeing that in each one here. Looking forward to Reverend Diana's talk today. Taizé really got the juices flowing, got the heart open. And so I look forward to hearing and seeing, not just with my eyes and ears, but with my heart, with my soul, of what it is that I need for my next leap. With grace. Let's always add that. Let's always add that.
Ease and grace.
Ease and grace. Always adding that. And knowing that the flow is always good despite any appearance. Loving how we love each other, loving how we support each other, and loving how we celebrate and share with one another in this service of conscious conversation and always. So I simply release, knowing it is already unfolding, and together we say, and so it is. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Ashe, aho.
Yes.
All of the above.
Thank you, Cherie. Another beautiful prayer.
Thank you.
Yeah, we have to be careful, when we say, Spirit, bring it. We always want to add grace and ease to that prayer. Ready for big change, Spirit, with grace and ease.
Baby steps.
Yeah. I've done that. Have you ever done that bring it on and forgot the other part? Yeah. So welcome or welcome back. Happy New Year, and thanks for being here this morning. I know you'll be glad you came. If you're here new with us this morning online or in the room, my name is Reverend Diana Johnson. I'm pastor and spiritual director for Mystic Heart Spiritual Center, an independent interfaith community We teach universal principles, practical spirituality, and we seek to find those common threads of truth that weave their way through all of the world's great traditions. So it's my prayer that you hear something this morning that leads you to your own guidance and wisdom, because that's where all of your answers are. We are not here to tell you anything, only to remind you of who you already are. So we're going to start our conversation this morning by joining our voices in musical prayer. This time it's going to be a little more upbeat. So you're welcome to sing, stand, dance, boogie, sit still, whatever calls to you.
Welcome to the Mystic Heart. Join the celebration. Lift your voice and sing your part. Make this affirmation. Spirit made us families with loving hearts to share. Together we are joyfully practicing the possible through prayer.
You know everything's possible.
So welcome to your mystic heart.
I dare you to sit still now.
Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who you've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 hey. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah.
Woo! All right, what do we have for this month? Oh, yeah. Little bit of doo-wop. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. That's all there is to it. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well, all is well. One more time around. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. I relax, let go, release and surrender. All is well, all is well. One more time for all is well, all is well, all is well, all is well. So we're going to keep that energy moving, consciously engage the body in the sacred practice of visioning for a love-soaked world. We are a rain-soaked world right now. So now we're going to shift it just a little.
Liquid love.
Liquid sunshine into the love-soaked world where all human beings are already embodying and living from their highest selves. So let's go into that imaginal realm and let's really feel and know this together. This is the place of deep creation, deep prayer. So all beings are embodying and living from their highest selves, from their deepest wisdom and their most generous and loving natures. All needs are met. All beings have plenty of nourishing food, the safety and comfort of home. Mental, physical health and education and healthy relationships are well supported by systems that are grounded in wholeness, integrity, honesty, wellness.
Amen.
Yeah. In our newly created world, all beings can work and play at whatever feeds their soul and are well compensated for their service. All beings are valued and respected for their inherent goodness and light.
Yes.
Authenticity and vulnerability are not only welcome but celebrated. And the peace we cultivate within ourselves shows up as a world free of hatred, violence, or indifference.
Amen.
Each one of us living into a world where greed is no more,
Yeah.
where there's absolute abundance in just having enough for all beings, where generosity is the norm, and where every being receives all that is needed for a full and rich and contented life. By the power of our collective intention and our powerful imagining, we have written a new story.
Yes.
A world that works for all beings. So we trust and know that all is always being turned to good. And so it is.
So it is.
We walk in deep gratitude and respect, reverence, and humility as we recognize the sacred in everyone and in everything,
Yes.
without exception. There is a general sense of global thriving.
Yes.
Yes.
It is through our own hands and feet and hearts and voices that positive change is forever happening. We aligned all of our actions with our vision. Already done that. Keep doing it. Living these changes in our own lives with our families and our neighbors, our communities, and other nations. We recognize that transformation is an ongoing process. And in times of great change, people benefit from working, playing, and simply being together in support of one another. So this community stands as an open and welcoming place for all who seek support, belonging, and a sense of family.
Yes.
By the power that is inherently ours, this prayer has already been acted upon, answered even as it is spoken. For I trust and know that this is so. I rest in divine presence. And I know that divine presence works in its own time, by its own process. So with the deepest humility and gratitude, it is released. I call it done. And together, we release it to the one
that
who
gets
gets it
it
done. And so
So
it
it
is.
is.
Amen.
Amen.
Satu. Ashe. Aho. Whatever language you speak. Thank you for joining in with me each week with our vision. We know that despite appearances, it is happening on the planet. And so it's just a blessing to be engaged in that little silent act of, what is it? What do we call it?
Defiance.
Defiance? Yeah. Act of defiance every week.
Loving defiance.
Loving defiance. There we go. Yeah. So if you were here for Taizé this morning, you will know, and if you weren't, we'll bring you up to speed. The topic of reflection this morning has been, I've had an epiphany. So the events of 2025 have brought a stark reminder that life is forever changing.
Amen.
Seems like a good time to use that as a theme for 2026. So 2026, forever changing. I'll be looking at change through a number of different lenses throughout the year. And so if you were there at Taizé, you know our monthly theme for this month of January is shedding old skin, just like the snake. And our topic of reflection this morning has been, I've had an epiphany. So we reflected on the idea of making a New Year's resolution. And what that typically has meant to us in the past is, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to stop doing something that doesn't serve me. I'm going to, make a change, and then often it lasts about 2 days, and, we move on. But by its original meaning, that word resolution is more about letting go than making a firm decision. So within the definition of the word itself, that the word intention, setting a new intention, actually means to stretch, or it means the process of extending inward. So it's not actually, how we use the words in common usage is not what their origins take us to. So we contemplated the coupling of resolution and intention in their truest form, so that consciously setting an intention could be thought of as using our inner wisdom and strength to permanently let go of something that no longer serves us and maybe never did serve us. And in letting go, emptying myself just a little bit, emptying ourselves a little bit, making room for something new to take form, stretching myself to be a different way in some way. And all of that looks like me rewriting my own story, because I have spiritual authority to do that just like you do. So we also considered the importance of setting conscious intentions, since we're always setting intentions consciously and specifically or unconsciously by not setting intentions. Kind of letting, whatever happen that wants to happen. That's similar to the idea of making a choice by not making a choice. It's like saying, yeah, whatever, to God. So that can open us up to a life of apparent chaos and unexpected and undesirable conditions and choices and situations. And that's not to say that refraining from making a choice or decision or setting an intention is not sometimes the best thing to do. Sometimes that is the best thing, to sit back, watch, and wait. But usually if that's the case, it's because we've consulted our higher wisdom. And so that actually kind of is our intention, to listen to wisdom. So we've actually set an intention. It's just not a specific intention. So that's the jumping off point for today. The day after tomorrow is the Christian holiday of Epiphany. Anyone know what that holiday Epiphany celebrates? I know that. I'm looking for anyone else first.
Not the Bible guy.
First, he's the Bible guy. He's the metaphysical, metaphorical Bible guy. Okay, nobody else knows what Epiphany stands for?
Did you kind of wake up and realize that what's not working is not working, and so you make a new choice?
That's a way you can use it, but the celebration of the holiday itself is for what?
It was the day the Magi, the wise men, visited baby Jesus.
Okay, so in the Christian story of the Christmas story, it's the day that the Magi landed and visited the baby Jesus.
Wasn't he 2 years old? He wasn't a
No.
baby
No.
baby, was he?
It's a story.
12
but
days.
12 days of Christmas, that's
Okay.
what that's about.
Okay.
Yeah. So, let's see here. We use the word differently. So when we say I've had an epiphany, what do we mean by that?
An aha
An
idea.
aha moment. Okay? an insight, a new insight. I had an epiphany. My son, by the way, was born on Epiphany. So, 35 years ago, I had an epiphany on January 2nd.
Now that's an epiphany.
That's an epiphany. So going back to our Taizé contemplations, what does it mean to set an intention? Anybody?
To make a new choice and
Okay.
choose again.
To make a new choice, to choose again? Chris?
I would say it's to commit to a new path of action.
To commit
new
to a
way of
new
being.
path of action? Okay. And Lucinda, and then I'll be over on this side, yeah.
It also means to stand in my best and greatest care and concern for everyone
Okay.
involved, where I am the most honest.
Okay.
I'm standing in total honesty.
All right, so integrity, honesty, consideration for all involved as you set your intention.
Right.
Excuse me, thank you.
Having integrity with yourself and creating, like clearing out old stuff that doesn't help you in your life anymore.
All right.
And create a clearing so that you can recreate your life and work towards new goals.
All right, so you gotta clear some of the junk out as we're discovering and moving our house.
Create a clearing.
Gotta clear the junk to make room for the new to take form. So, yeah,
You'll be good.
Right. yeah,
What I'm hearing, the undercurrent of what I'm hearing is stepping into our true authenticity.
okay, stepping into our true authenticity. And in Taizé, we talked about how in order to do that in an accurate sort of way, it first asks us to consult our inner wisdom, our higher self, whatever we want to call that still small voice, to get clear about not just what I want my life to look and feel and be like, because that's part of it, because I'm a choosing individual, but what does the higher part of myself, the spirit within me, have in mind as my highest ideal? Because sometimes that's very different than what my preferences, want or think I want. So have any of you go ahead.
My word for the year is actually intentionality.
Okay.
And so to me, that's like with everything that I'm doing, and one of the things I'm focusing on, of course, is health.
Mm-hmm.
Is this in my highest and greatest interest?
Good.
Are my actions in line with my intentions, my intentionality for this year?
Mm-hmm. It's a great question to ask with everything that we set out to do. Is this in my highest good? Simple
everyone
question.
else's.
And, well, there's only one of us here. So if this is in my highest good, it's going to be in the highest good of all beings. So it's a powerful question to ask, and then to really listen honestly
Yes.
for the knowing of what's coming through, because we might want it to be our highest good and it might not be. Go ahead.
I think also intention establishes our way of being.
Okay.
And I think there's a question in that of how do I want to show up
Right.
for myself,
Mhm.
of course, and then
Yeah.
others. And it, we could ask that for the year, but we can
Right.
also ask it before every single thing that we
Right.
do.
Yeah, thank you. And because we are only one, if I'm showing up for myself in the highest way, it's going to be the highest for everyone involved. If I'm getting enough rest and taking care of my body, I can be my full strength and self for others, and so taking care of myself is in the highest interest of all people. Kimberly?
When I discovered, I read in a book somewhere, it goes, is this relationship or whatever's going on in my life, is this for my highest good and does it serve me? And I don't mean serve me like I'm selfish,
No.
but just serve me And when I started doing that, because I've been doing it for about a year now,
Yeah.
I quit having people in my life that were just not kind.
Yeah. Because you get an instant answer. You know, is this for my highest good? Is this serving my highest good? You know instantly.
Yeah.
Now the trick is shifting.
Making a different choice.
Right, making a different choice. Lucinda?
The other part of that is willingness.
Right. Am I
No.
willing?
I'm gonna check and see if I'm living in the highest intention of whatever, but if I'm not,
Right.
and I'm honest with myself that I'm not,
Right.
I also need to be willing to make a change, and sometimes that's not so easy.
Right. Because I've always done it this way.
Yeah.
Because it's comfortable this way.
Instincts
Or,
as a human being is to say, well, nobody will know.
Right.
Nobody will
The
notice.
fact is, God knows.
Yeah.
So our inner self knows, our higher wisdom knows. God, spirit, creator, whatever you want to call the universe. Yeah. Anybody over here? Well, so I don't miss
You made me
Pam?
think of the saying, you don't know that you don't know that you know.
Right. You don't know that you don't know that you know. Anybody here set an intention for this year that you would like to share? Sometimes that adds power if you speak something out loud. Autumn?
I choose to see what's going right for me and right for the world.
I choose to see what's going right for me and right for the world. That's a powerful intention.
I choose to get re-educated.
I choose to get re-educated. That's another powerful intention. Kimberly?
I choose to watch what I put in my mouth.
I choose to watch what I put in my mouth.
Is that for my highest good, that baked potato with all the trimmings? Is that good for me?
Right, is that in my highest interest right now?
Right.
Chris, and then Mark.
And what comes out of my mouth.
I choose to watch what comes out of my mouth.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one too.
there we go.
Sometimes that's just as important as what goes in.
Maybe more.
Yeah.
Marsh?
For me, it's letting go, trying not to steer the boat.
Okay.
And the more that I try not to steer the boat, positive things happen. And
All right.
At some point, I'm going to learn that lesson.
I'm in the process of learning that lesson right here and right now.
With ease and grace.
With grace and ease, right. Cherie and then Cheryl.
Now you tell me.
Lucinda did a beautiful talk last week.
I know.
And she had us choose a word for the year,
Mhm.
and I chose success. And a recent definition that I just loved, and that what I was intending when I chose that word, was the idea of doing what I say I'm going to do when I'm going to do it,
Mhm.
with clarity, focus, and grace.
Beautiful. And I'm sure that you mean that to be true, whether others see it or whether you're just doing it for yourself in your own life, nobody even else. Yeah.
Yeah, you know me really well, so yes.
Yes.
Because that is the most important, no? Because I can
Right.
show up for everyone else and
Yes.
everything else, and I think back here someone was saying, oh, but no one will know if I don't keep
Right.
my promise with myself.
Right.
And I know, and God knows, we're
Yeah.
one.
And then because you're so fast to confess, I end up knowing. Not that we do confessions here, she just has to confess.
Thank you.
Cheryl and then Chris.
Mine, I've been angry a lot, and I finally realized it's this political, S-H-I-T, I'm spelling it.
That's spelling it means you didn't
It's
say
in my house all the time, and I found myself being angry all the time.
Mhm.
And I said, I've gotta let this go, this is not important.
Right.
This is not important, this is not part of my life. My life is to be in higher power, be here right now,
Mhm.
not worry about
Yeah.
all this other stuff. And I finally have to let go.
Right.
There's so many
Let
things
go
I
of.
need to let go. That's my intention.
Beautiful. It's a powerful intention too. Swami Beyondananda would say, I have to let go of the current political situation. Excuse me if you differ in your opinion. We all are welcome to our opinions. Go ahead, Chris, and then I'll come over to this side of the room.
Cherie's sharing reminded me of somebody defined integrity as what you do when no one else is looking.
Yes.
Yeah.
What you do when no one else is looking. Yeah. Over here, intentions, Jerry?
My intention is just to keep doing the healing work. Just
All right.
keep going, keep going, keep going. You know, I got a little sick there and I got a setback. I'm still kind of sick, but they don't know what's going on. But I just, you know, I just like myself better. I'm becoming stronger as an individual. My heart is healing, and I'm just grateful for this place.
Beautiful. Thank you. That's
Yeah.
powerful intention. And I'd like to tag on to that when we focus on continued healing, it's important to attach to that a place of absolute wholeness, because it's easy to fall into, for the rest of my life, I'll be working on healing and healing and healing.
No.
And so that's actually, you have to be careful of that too. So working on healing, stepping into my wholeness, and so it is already done.
Thank you.
Beautiful. April.
We always do like a quiet New Year's together, and we draw tarot cards, and we set intentions for the year, and we ask questions and light candles, and we usually keep coming back to, you know, we call in abundance, we call in, and then we have our own personal, and mine is always to continue to be the most me that I can be in every year, always expanding, always changing. Someone told me the other day, man, you know a lot of things about a lot of things. Do you think you're done knowing things? Like, well, they were being very serious because they were coming from a place of like, I don't feel like I'm whole and you seem like you are. Can I get there? And I said, listen, honey, if I ever get to a point where I say, I am ascended, I know everything I need to know, I am there, I am good, then I am an a-hole.
Right. So, please run the other way from me.
If I ever say that, then I know everything I'll ever need to know, then just go away because I have a problem. But,
right.
But I think not saying that we're like already at some space where we don't need to expand any further, but always being open to changing and growing and what else can I become, because we don't know where we're going to be or who we're going to be, but all we can do is dedicate the action to the journey.
Yes.
You know, and to just be everything that we want to be every day. And I always say, like, how do I want to show up? And that's very important for me. If I say, you guys know me, if I say, I'll be there next month, 2 o'clock on this date, I'll be there. You don't need to remind me again because I said it. But if I say, maybe, then probably not.
Not too long ago.
I tell Mom, oh, maybe 90%. And she goes, oh, well, that means you're not coming. But it's very important to
But then she came because I said that.
Yes. Because I even went home and I told Maya, I said, she said, we're not coming because I said there's a chance we won't. We got to go now. You know, whatever. But to just be all of me, and that means I get to be all of me for my kids. That means I get to be the most me for my wife. That means I get to be the most me for my family. And that I have the power of choice. And I can choose what I want to be, who I want to be, and how I want to show up. We all can.
Beautiful. Thank you. Powerful intentions in this room. Yes.
My intention every morning is to let go and let God, surrender to the God within, and to be a better version of me today, tomorrow, and yesterday. Be better than I was.
Nice. Thank you. All right, so we're going to take these intentions and think about the power of writing our own stories. And I want to share a video. It's been quite a while since I've shared this, so it'll be a good reminder if you happen to have been here over a year ago. But this is a favorite of mine. Anyone familiar with Harold and the Purple Crayon?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I know, last year. It's a great New Year video. So we have a short segment, but I want to share it with you, and then I have some conversation around that video.
Please.
Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. One evening, after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. There wasn't any moon, and Harold needed a moon for a walk in the moonlight. And he needed something to walk on. He made a long straight path so he wouldn't get lost. And he set off on his path, taking his big purple crayon with him. But he didn't seem to be getting anywhere on the long straight path. So he left the path for a shortcut across the field, and the moon went with him. The shortcut led right to where Harold thought a forest ought to be. He didn't want to get lost in the woods, so he made a very small forest with just one tree in it. It turned out to be an apple tree. The apples would be very tasty, Harold thought, when they got red. So he put a frightening dragon under the tree to guard the apples. It was a terribly frightening dragon. It even frightened Harold. He backed away. His hand holding the purple crayon shook. Suddenly he realized what was happening. But by then Harold was over his head in an ocean. He came up thinking fast, and in no time he was climbing aboard a trim little boat. He quickly set sail, and the moon sailed along with him. After he had sailed long enough, Harold made land without much trouble. He stepped ashore on the beach, wondering where he was. The sandy beach reminded Harold of picnics, and the thought of picnics made him hungry. So he laid out a nice simple picnic lunch. There was nothing but pie, but there were all 9 kinds of pie that Harold liked best. When Harold finished his picnic, there was quite a lot left. He hated to see so much delicious pie go to waste. So Harold left a very hungry moose and a deserving porcupine to finish it up. And off he went, looking for a hill to climb to see where he was. Harold knew that the higher up he went, the farther he could see, so he decided to make the hill into a mountain. If he went high enough, he thought, he could see the window of his bedroom. He was tired, and he felt he ought to be getting to bed. He hoped he could see his bedroom window from the top of the mountain. But as he looked down over the other side, he slipped. And there wasn't any other side of the mountain. He was falling in thin air. But luckily he kept his wits and his purple crayon. He made a balloon and he grabbed onto it. And he made a basket under the balloon, big enough to stand in. He had a fine view from the balloon, but he couldn't see his window. He couldn't even see a house. So he made a house with windows, and he landed the balloon on the grass in the front yard. None of the windows was his window. He tried to think where his window ought to be. He made some more windows. He made a big building full of windows. He made lots of buildings full of windows. He made a whole city full of windows. But none of the windows was his window. He couldn't think where it might be. He decided to ask a policeman. The policeman pointed the way Harold was going anyway, but Harold thanked him. And he walked along with the moon, wishing he was in his room and in bed. Then suddenly, Harold remembered. He remembered where his bedroom window was when there was a moon. It was always right around the moon. And then Harold made his bed. He got in it and he drew up the covers. The purple crayon dropped on the floor and Harold dropped off to sleep.
So how are we like Harold? This is a beautiful metaphor for many, many things. Yes.
We are writing our own stories.
Writing our own stories. Creating
what
our...
color your crayon is.
Lucinda, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I was thinking, we each have our own kind of purple crayon.
Mm-hmm.
As Viktor Frankl said, we choose our own reactions to everything,
Mhm.
and that's our purple crayon.
Right, so we may not be able to choose what happens, but we can choose our experience of what happened.
Right.
Yeah, thank you. Cheryl and then Sheree.
We're always rewriting our stories.
Always rewriting our story. Mm-hmm.
I think without intention, if we just write as we go along, just reactionary
Right.
behavior, that we don't know where the path's gonna go at
Right.
all, you know,
Right.
so.
Yeah.
There's a nice creative process, but I think we can actually have more intention.
Yeah, we can. Yes.
Yeah, I was thinking that this time. I was thinking, he's doing a really good job of adapting and
Yes.
reacting to every situation,
Yes.
but he's the one creating every single situation
Yes.
unintentionally.
Right.
And then he's got to
Yes.
adjust to it. And he's gotta
Yeah.
But he's literally doing it to himself.
Yeah.
Doing it to himself, but at least he's adapting.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and the way he turns that around is he remembers who he is and
Right.
and where he is and where he's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as he does that, he writes the story of who he really is.
Right. So, he created a monster under the apple tree to guard his apples. Do we sometimes create scary stories in our lives? Scary characters show up sometimes. Not that we necessarily create them or even attract them, but sometimes we allow them. We don't remove ourselves. So we can create some scary stories in different ways. Lucinda?
Well, I was thinking of the times when I've received gentle nudges
Mm-hmm.
about situations that it might be better if I change, and I don't pay attention.
Right.
So then it'll just get a little bit harder, and a little bit harder, and life gets a little bit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't pay attention, eventually God pulls out the 2x6,
Right.
and I get the message.
Yeah. The universe seems to respond in that way.
Yeah.
It nudges us first, then it shoves us a little and makes us uncomfortable, and if we're still just blind and not paying attention, oftentimes, if the way we're supposed to go is this way, eventually we're gonna go this way. So it seems to be how it works.
And a concrete example is if you continue to make choices of men who are abusive, each one gets a little bit more abusive until you end up in a situation where you get smacked around.
Right. And then, most people, thank God, remove themselves at some point.
Right.
Yeah. Nice. Yes.
I just want to bounce back off of what April was pointing to as far as we don't realize that we're creating our own
Right.
story. We have that, oh, this is happening to me right now, or
Yeah.
whatever. And just
Yeah.
even just each little part of that story, you could take even the apple tree of us creating our own abundance, but
Right.
not realizing it, and then worried about scarcity, and I have to hold on to it,
Right.
and then creating some kind of monster out
Mhm.
of that sense of lack or sense
Yeah.
of insecurity.
Right. And Michael, thank you.
Just had an interesting experience with that, actually. The apartment complex that I lived in, a lot of people complained about stuff that was happening or not happening in that apartment complex. For instance, the carpets were 40 years old, and everybody wanted new carpets, but the landlord didn't want to change any one apartment's carpet because they wanted them to be all the same, right? And
so it is.
Yeah, and I know I had been thinking about moving for quite a while. I know other people who had been thinking about moving and weren't unhappy about this and that and the other thing, right? Well, along comes this flood and gives us all a chance to move. In fact, we had to move. And
there'll be a
the
new
apartment's
carpet.
gonna get new carpeting now, they're gonna get painted, it's gonna be a whole new place.
Right.
If and when anybody gets back in there, so it's interesting, we write the stories
Right.
without realizing that we're
Yeah.
writing our stories sometimes, you know?
So a good example of, it's not each individual necessarily creating,
Right.
it's everybody co-creating, including the landlords
Yes,
who refuse to perhaps do their due diligence when they know they should. And so everybody gets to experience together the outcome of all of that being fed in. When I saw and heard that happened, I went, of course that happened. How many times have people said, hey, this is just not okay, this really needs to be replaced, and they were met with a no. Well, the universe said, yes. Yeah, reset. So it's interesting to see how those kinds of things happen. And it's not to say anybody's bad, wrong, you know, it's just, it's a corresponding universe. We do something, think something, the universe corresponds. It's just how the law works. Sometimes do we create delicious stories like all those pies?
oh yeah.
Yeah, we can create some beautiful stories for ourselves, beautiful experiences. Do we sometimes not watch where we're going and fall?
Yeah.
Maybe off the mountaintop? Yeah. Do we manage to get back up on our feet, one way or another, most of the time? Yeah, because that's what we do. We're resilient creatures. Yeah, Lucinda?
I think that sometimes we all also come to the cliff
Right.
where we can't see what's out there. And it's just a matter of taking a deep breath, turning it over and saying, I know I'm supported.
Yeah. Sometimes we go off the cliff, and that's what it takes.
Yep. And land in Wonderland.
That's right. How is it that Harold finds his way home? What does he do that causes him to find his way home?
He remembers how the moon looks through his window.
Okay, so he keeps his vision on one point of reference. For him, it was the moon through the window. Yeah.
Well, also, and I paid attention this time because I wanted to see. The moon is on every single page.
Right.
So no matter what, the beacon or that one constant that started in the story with him follows him through the entire story, and it's what leads him back to himself. So, and that's what he uses as his focal point and his North Star to find his way back home on his eternal compass. And I think that sometimes we forget until we come back to it that there is something constantly with us, guiding us that we can use to find our own higher self and find our way back.
There's always a light in the darkness.
The moon never left.
No,
It stayed on every
never left.
page.
The light within us never leaves. The inner guidance never leaves. Bob?
I agree with April. I think the moon represents our center. You know, when we meditate, if we're not centered, we're not going to get anywhere. We're going to be just trying to find out where our home is when it's always there. We just forgot where it is.
Keep your eye on the light. Eye on the light. Does anyone know what the moon symbolizes metaphysically or symbolically? Chris? Okay.
Well, typically the moon is considered feminine, and so I think it's our feminine receptive qualities that we have to keep open so that we can receive the guidance that's gonna bring us back home.
Okay. What else? Because there might be many symbolic.
Well, also to the feminine aspect, but more of the constant changing and pulling of transformation and change. And we also believe that the moon brings different seasons to your life and then pulls them back out again for different reasons. So it just depends on, I guess, where you are, but the different constellations and how they affect you and the different planetary alignments, but the constant is the pull and push of the moon, and whether or not you fight the tide or you move with it.
Nice. Good, thank you. Also, it can also symbolize, in addition to those things, the power of reflection, because the moon doesn't make its own light, it reflects the light of the sun. And so it's that constant within us, that inner wisdom that is reflecting the light within us that never fades. Cheryl?
Well, this, personally for me, last night I went outside, I've been bummed because it's cloudy, and I don't get to see my moon, I always wonder. I'm standing outside and the wind blowing, it was fresh, and the clouds open up just enough for me to see the moon. And I see the moon as my power, my spiritual power.
Yeah, good. Thank you. So, are we the sole authors of our lives?
Yes.
We have one yes. Do we have any disagreement with that?
I think we have co-writers.
Yeah.
Okay, we have co-writers.
Yes, but we are the main one.
Okay, say more about that. How's that work? What do you think?
Well, I think it's our choice to write our story so that we fit in with the mass consciousness story that's going on without without having as many problems as possible. I mean, and contributing to the betterment of the whole
Okay.
thing. If we don't like the way the mass consciousness story is going, what can we do
All right,
to make it better?
good. Yes, Chris?
Yeah, it's like everybody's a co-writer, but we get to write our character and
Okay.
how our character fits into that. And when somebody else throws in a plot twist, then we have to respond to that. We have a choice of responding or reacting to it.
Okay.
If we're reacting, we're on automatic pilot and getting lost like Harold, you know. But
Right.
we respond to those changes in a healthy way, a healthy, wholesome way. I think that's ours to do. That's
Okay,
we have full control over that.
all right, good, thank you. Marsh?
To follow up on the co-writer thing, the story that we might be writing, different people come into our lives and affect them, positive, negative, whatever it might be. But many times, especially if you're asking for it, those people affect your story. And so
Right.
your story changes, and the chapter that would have been there, the following chapter ends up changing, and it is because of the
Right.
co-writer,
Yeah.
hopefully in a positive way.
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't even feel very positive.
No.
It feels pretty crummy that things unfold the way they do, but it is mine to interpret and experience that in whatever way I choose to, and then to adapt, to bring out my purple crayon, and, move forward in whatever way. Lucinda?
That's why it's so important for each one of us to do what we need to do in order to become aware
Yeah.
of what's going on in our world and how we feel about that and how we choose to react
Yeah.
instead of, like we were talking about, just knee-jerk reactions.
Yeah.
I choose how I respond.
Right.
And that feels so much better when I do that.
Right, when you recognize you have the power to choose your own responses. So go ahead.
Well, I think in all our lives, we are influenced by the stories of others.
Right.
We're influenced by the stories of our parents, by the stories of our friends, by the stories of relationships. We're constantly, yes, we are the main character in our own story as far as we're concerned, but there is at no point in the human experience that we are not absorbing the stories of others.
Yeah.
And it's up to us as we grow and change to become aware, but also to realize that we have a crayon.
Right.
and that we can take charge of the
Yeah.
story. But there is, I think, at no point that we do not affect or influence others'
Of
stories
course,
as
yeah.
well. I mean, we can have the illusion of separation that we've talked about before. And imagine if I said, I'm the author of my own story, she's the author of her own story, and our stories do not intertwine or affect each other. I'm
How's
pretty
that
sure,
work?
I'm pretty sure that our stories are, in fact, individual but connected, and
Right.
all of ours are. And if I came in here being loud and rude and doing some nonsense, I would affect all y'all's story of the morning,
Right.
right? And I think that we always just need to be aware that we have a crayon, but we do also have the power of influence
Yeah.
over other people.
We do. I just want to bring one final point into the discussion is sometimes when we talk about setting intentions for ourselves, we can become maybe too specific in what that needs to look like for me to be happy. We can say, you know, I'm setting this intention and it has to look just like this. And Harold did some of that. And it extended the period of time that it took for him to find his way home. What was it that he was so hyper-focused on?
Windows.
Windows! Windows. I'm gonna, if only I can draw more windows, more windows, more windows, I'll find my window. Well, there's a metaphor for my perception of what it needs to look like. In order to find home, I gotta find the window. When he let go of what it has to look like, is when his guidance took him home. Yes?
It's also important to remember, especially when you're in a relationship, that you cannot rewrite the other person's story.
No.
The only story you can write is your own.
Right. Because the writer of a story is its author. There's an authority about that. I can write my own story. I affect other people's stories, or at least potentially, but I can only write for myself. Cherie and then Chris.
Back to the obsession about the windows too. It's,
Uh-huh.
I think we call that like outlining.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and I think there has to be a great amount of trust for good unfolding and for ourselves and our wisdom, which is also Spirit's wisdom, it's all one. That we don't have to say this is what it has to look like.
Right.
We just need to connect with this is the way of being, this is the feeling
Right.
behind it, this is the essence that I'm creating.
Yeah.
Freedom, love. And I don't need to know what exactly that picture
Right.
looks like right now.
Because when you let go of how it has to look, you open up to the infinite world of possibilities of how that might look. And if you believe that there are creative energies and intelligence at work, it's a little arrogant to think that I know the best way for this to unfold. I mean, we might at times, but to come always from that place of I know how this is supposed to look is a very arrogant stance. And it doesn't
Dangerous.
Dangerous, and it doesn't serve us very well.
Doesn't usually work either.
It doesn't usually work. Chris?
Getting back to how other characters in the story affect your story, April used the term, in our lives intertwine, our stories intertwine. And I think how that happens is that we choose, I want this person in my life, and I know that their story is going to have an effect on mine, and mine will have an effect on them. And then you do that dance to see
Right.
how that unfolds. And like you said, since there's only one of us here, it's really Spirit guiding that dance into who we're all meant to be.
Thank you. Great insights, great intentions. What a good discussion this morning going into the new year. One more. Cheryl?
You guys know for years, the last 3 years, I talked about my family in Las Vegas. They're very conservative. On this last trip, I was down there, and they always watch Fox News every day. My son-in-law, I got up early, and he was already up early to get ready for work, and he had it on. As soon as I walked in the door, he changed the channel to HGTV. And he's been doing that more. I noticed that. And I think by me not saying anything, he finally recognized that they were wondering why I kept going to the bedroom.
Right.
And all the grandkids, why does Grandma go in the bedroom? And Becky said, she thought it because I was tired. I said, no. And I said, I don't want to bring it up, but you know why. That's all I had to say. And Josh has been very conscious of that and really sweet about that. And they're friends, Alan and Carla. I love them dearly. But they didn't come to visit this time. I think it's because they can't get into an argument with me, and I choose not to.
Right.
And they recognize that, and they didn't come and visit, and I was sad about that. But that's their choice. But I really appreciated Josh. He sees that. They're all recognizing that.
How nice when we, as either blood bio family or chosen family, can respect and honor another's viewpoint, another's way of being, not to say it has to change ours, but just to honor one another enough to come together on the things we can agree on. You know, which with family, you know, we love one another. We support one another. So where can we come together? That's what this place is all about, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So obviously shedding old skin, this month's topic fits in. We don't have to discuss, we're getting close to lunchtime. So we don't have to discuss how that fits together, but you can see the connection there. Is there anything else that really wants to be spoken right now before we close up for this morning? Or shift to lunchtime? Kimberly.
This is a very safe place to be able to make those shifts because we take classes, or I take classes, and I listen to you talk about things that can change my life if I choose. And I just honor this place and honor you.
Thank you. I'm honored that you're here. Oh, is that an arm stretch or a one-more thing?
I've been holding her so long while I was asleep.
Okay. So I have just a couple of closing comments and questions to leave you with this morning. As human beings, we tend to be pretty narrow in our perceptions, and that therefore in our intentions for our own lives. So what if in 2026 we expand our view? And I posed these questions as contemplation in the Teza. I'm going to quickly repeat them. What if I let go of needing to determine the outcome and what that needs to look like in order for me to be happy?
Yes. Absolute.
What if my conscious intention becomes to align myself with the natural order of things, or the divine blueprint for my life? Align myself with flow. That's my word for this year, flow. And wholeness. What if I set an intention to allow my inner wisdom to guide me and to take one step at a time in the direction of that guidance? What if I set an intention to write the story that Spirit intended for me at birth, which might not be a specific story, but maybe a way of being in the world? This is a story that says I'm perfectly and intentionally made, that I'm not broken, have never been broken, can never be broken, Cheryl. Calling you out. That there's nothing missing in me, there's nothing missing in my life. A story that says I'm powerful beyond belief, that I have a purpose here on earth, that I have unique gifts that nobody else can offer. The story that says I'm lovable, I'm already loved, I'm capable of loving. A story that revolves around inherent peace and joy and beauty and freedom as my divine birthright.
Amen.
Absolutely.
And then I asked the question, so what if my story so far has been a drama, a tragedy, a tall tale, or even a horror story?
Dark farce.
Have you ever heard of a sequel? Have you ever heard of a choose your own adventure story? I can write one of those, and so can you. I can choose to author my life, to step into my spiritual authority, the authority that comes from knowing who and whose I am. Knowing and acknowledging the wisdom and power that come from and through me, but from something bigger than I am. And an invitation for that power to live its life through me as me. I can literally complete the final chapter to this book of my life and begin chapter 1 of the sequel. We are definitely doing that right now. So can you, if you choose to. Yep, reset. If you need help finding your authority, knowing the truth of who you are, we have prayer practitioners. We have practitioners of all kinds in this community that can help you know the truth for you, remind you who you are. So as we complete our time together this morning, leading us to our food and fellowship, I want to thank you for being a part of my story and letting me be a part of your story. Ours, Mystic Heart, is a beautiful story of growth, expansion, fulfillment, authenticity, vulnerability, belonging, family. It's a story of vision. It's a story of grace. It's a story of shedding old skin, of acceptance. And guess what? We're writing that story together. And so I thank you for that. So right here and now we close in prayer, knowing one source of all of life, one life from which all things are created. And so I know that each of us is an intentional and perfect expression of the divine, of the sacred. I just take a moment to give thanks for this life as it flows through and as each one of us. I give thanks for the many gifts and blessings of this day, for another new year in which to become our next highest and greatest versions of ourselves, the selves that we choose to be. I give thanks for this space that we might come together safely to express who we are so that we can then go out into the world as who we are. I give thanks today for the countless hands and hearts that it took to bring our feast to the table. I know that we are definitely connected and not one of us can provide everything for ourselves. So thank you, Spirit, for all that is. I release this prayer, trusting and knowing that it's already expressing and done right here and now, as together we say, and so it is. Amen. Well, thank you so much for being here today out in this rainy weather. And I want to, what I said we were talking about you two, I was thanking you and Amanda and Barbara for all of the help yesterday, the 5 women who moved
Hundreds and hundreds of pounds of dirt.
And big planters in the rain and even a little hail. It was, and I had fun. I don't know if you were having fun, but I had fun.
Ensure that what one cannot do,
Right.
together many hands and family can do.
Yes.
It took 6 of us to lift some of those.
It did. But we got it done. And that you guys are helping Brenda a lot, and others have helped Michael, and we just all come together anytime anything is needed. So please don't hesitate to reach out if ever there is a need of any kind. We jump in and get her done. So as we engage in the sacred practice today of circulation, we invite you to share of your financial good to support all this good work that we're doing here, if you choose to do that. And as we do that, I'm going to share another fun video. It's called Change, and it's by a band called Formidable Vegetable. They do mostly music around gardening. I'm a gardener. Gardening, and other related topics. So this one is called Change, and I hope that you enjoy. The Formidable Vegetable.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting
Formidable Vegetable Sound System! Dum, 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 dum.
That took a lot of practice. Thanks for humoring us. Welcome to the Radish Beats remix album launch. Yay! This one's called Change. Give it up for Mal Webb. Going for it as usual. Well, one thing's for certain, that's that nothing's for certain. You never know what's around the bend. In whatever you're dealing, just accept what you're feeling. 'Cause there's no point in believing it will never end. 'Cause it's changing, constantly changing, in any situation. Well, the only thing that remains the same is change. Like a change in the season, change is there for a reason. Can't stop ourselves from moving around the sun. There's no point in complaining if it's stormy and raining. Just go and get an umbrella and play in the rain with someone. 'Cause it's changing, every moment changing. Sometimes there's not much you can do. And no matter who you are, you just got to be cool with change. Yeah. Change is there, make the most of it. You might as well use it for your benefit. Like when your food goes bad, just compost it. And when there's no more planes, build a pirate ship and sail the sea. You can do as you please, yeah. Oh, but only if you know you've got to improvise your way through change. How's everyone going tonight? Yeah. Well, let me tell you that even if you keep very still, you can be guaranteed that nothing else will. And if you just sit around wondering what to do and you don't make change, it'll happen to you. Yeah. Oh, 'cause we got small change and big change and a bit of loose change. Small change and fast change and a wind change. We've got sea change and tree change and climate change. You change and me change and a key change. We've got Alex Burkoy on the trippy guitar. Change is all the rage. Turn the page away from these strange, out-of-phase, deranged, crazy days. Yeah, 'cause it's about time we engage. Start rearranging our brains out of these old ways, behaving like we're insane. We've got to step out of our cages, worrying about our wages, or maybe the Asian stock exchanges. It's time to turn the pages. Don't feel ashamed, don't wear the blame. Just drain the main vein of the pain. Take to the stages and become agents of change. Yeah. Thank you very much.
It's kind of fun to watch.
So fun, yeah. Just that very first line. Nothing's, one thing's for certain, nothing's for certain. It's awesome. Just knowing that these gifts come from your heart. Our time, talent, and treasure is all given freely with love. And we put that into the circulation of our center mystic heart, but it goes into our community, into our city, our state, our country, the world, coming back to us in many forms. So I just bless this offering, knowing it does good work in the world. And together we say, and so it is.
Go. Go. All together, hand in hand, we see the light, we take a stand, and we are changing. A whole new life for you and me. Take the past and set it free and share this blessing. Love be with you, peace unfold you, spirit lift you, breathe it in. Truth come through you, make good flow through you, let joy renew you until we meet again. Love be with you, love be with you. Love be with you. Love be with you. Love be with you. Love be with you until we meet again. Love be with you. Love be with you. Now breathe it in. Love be with you. Love be with you until we meet again. Love be with you. Love be with you. Now breathe it in. Love be with you. We love you and thank you for joining us. Please feel free to stay for lunch if you would like.